Yeah! What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You are on the money game with your boy Rashidi Lucario from RKT Appraisals. My bad, I forgot to put up the banner. Hold on. Bam! There it is. The banner's up. You know what I'm saying? Holla at my mans in them. RKTappraisals.com at 973-420-5028. I like the 420 in the number. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? What's going on with you, Lucario?
Yeah, not much, man. Today's a good day. How's everything?
Everything's good, man. I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? I want the stocks to go back up, man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking my Robinhood been on the.
Listen, man, I was just saying that, man. My stock had dropped like $50 today, man. I was looking at it, just got an alert. I was like, what's going on right now with the stock market, man?
Yeah, shit is down, bro. Like down. Like I'm performing at less than 5% right now. That's not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I have been doing though? The stocks that I have though, when they take that low swing, like anything past 6%, I've been going in and working on my cost averaging. I've been purchasing on my cost with my cost averaging. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. That is a smart thing to do whenever it drops like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When everything come down, you know. And another strategy I do too is say I have a watch, I create a watch list, and I do the same thing with the watch list. So whenever any of the stocks on my watch list that I haven't purchased yet, I look at the watch list, and any one of them that I know that I want to purchase, when it takes that downward swing, like 9%, 10%, whatever, that's when I get in. You know what I'm saying? That's when I purchase something. You feel me? So is always, a lot of people think that when the stock market swing downward that it's a bad thing, but that's actually when you should buy. You understand what I'm saying?
No, that's the opportunity to buy. Exactly.
That's the best opportunity to purchase. So don't let that. I think if you're not like a day trader, and if you're not one of these these people like that, I think that's the best strategy to employ, right? To kind of like to get in when shit is cheap, because when the stock market is low, it's kind of like when the department store is having a sale. You get what I'm saying? You get the stocks for clearance prices. So then you can ride the wave when it comes back up, because everything is about ups and downs in the stock market. So you buy when it's down, and then you if you want to sell, you can sell, or you can wait till it goes further up. Yeah, man. But the topic today, we talking about the financial effect of this this new climate with all of the dynamics when it comes to being vaccinated, unvaccinated, and so on and so forth. And shout out to Rashidi for coming up with the topic, and it's something that we're all thinking about, because every time you turn on the news, somebody's always talking about it. I mean, right now it's affecting all the sports. A lot of our favorite athletes, some of them are not vaccinated, so some of them are not even playing, or some of them are not showing up to training camp, and it's crazy, and everybody's asking questions. So Rashidi, let's get into the topic, man. What do you have to say about that? Please enlighten us.
Yeah, man. I mean, ultimately, today's topic is, like you said, just about unvaccinated and being vaccinated. And you brought up a good point with the sports. It's one of those things where if you're not vaccinated, that's fine. That's everybody's choice. But it's one of those things where if you choose not to get vaccinated, this is the time where you want to start getting things, at a cheaper price while you can. What do I mean by that? Right now, just like Miles, you brought up with the sports, they're making in certain states where athletes, if they're not vaccinated, they can't play, which means it's going to affect your pockets.
Right.
So for regular people like ourselves and things of that nature, it does affect our pockets. What does that really mean? For example, if you're not vaccinated right now, with life insurance companies, once you get a life insurance policy, you're fine. But with all these mandates coming across, and life insurance companies are about to start mandating you need to be vaccinated. So what's going to start happening is that if you're not vaccinated and you don't grab a policy while you're not vaccinated and continue on, because like I said, if you don't want to get vaccinated, it's fine. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you might not be eligible for a policy with half the companies out there that sell life insurance. And if the people that do insure you, the price is going to be much higher. It's going to affect you in terms of health insurance. It's going to affect you in terms of, with all these mandates, like New York, you can't go anywhere, restaurants, all that type of stuff. They're going to start putting that all over the place, which means that it's going to affect your pockets in terms of you always have to order out and things like that. This thing can get crazy in terms of the vaccinations, because they're really trying to apply pressure that if you're not vaccinated, they make your life a living hell. So it's one of those things where, it's a word of advice. If you're not vaccinated, start looking into things that don't affect your pockets now because you're not vaccinated before the mandates happen, and then all of a sudden, the simple things cost you a lot more money just cause.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's actually a very that's critical for me because I just got into some life insurance policies the other day. Before a lot of this stuff started coming to pass, but I was actually looking into some other things that involve life insurance, and it's like, damn, I better hurry up. Because it's like it makes a difference. Like, shit, even your, not just life insurance, even your health insurance. You never know. Yeah. Like, if you choose not to get vaccinated, your Blue Cross Blue Shield policy that you got with whatever company you work for, or if you got one independently, they might, increase your deductibles and your premiums that you have to pay monthly for not being vaccinated and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, absolutely. I mean, I remember I mentioned this on the show before, I think, but I went to this restaurant. Me and my lady tried to go in this restaurant, and they turned us away, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we drove like a half hour across town, got all dressed up and shit, and we was hyped. We was like, yeah, we about to try out this new spot. And niggas, and then we saw them asking people for their vaccination card, and we was like, huh? But we was like, all right, they got outside seating, so we should be good. So we went up to the maitre d'. We was like, we're not vaccinated, but we'll take an outside seat. You know what I'm saying? And whatever, just to be cool with the requirements and shit. That nigga was the maitre d' cat was like, no, even if you're sitting outside, we still would like you to be vaccinated because sometimes if it begins to rain, we can't invite you inside so you can finish your dinner and blah, blah, blah. So you have to be vaccinated all the way around. We're sorry. And it was like, oh, man. Like, I felt like it felt weird. It kind of felt like a new version of racism. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like two couples in front of us that were vaccinated, and they were of a different melanation than we were. You get what I'm saying? So it's like when we stepped up to the plate to get to be given entry to the promised land, it was like, no, we're sorry, you're unvaccinated and you're niggers, so you can't come here. You know what I'm saying? That's how it felt. That's how it felt. Yeah. Of course, they was just talking about the vaccination part of it, but it just felt weird though, man. So yes, the climate is changing, man. There's a lot of things going on with the vaccination stuff. I don't want to get the shot yet. Have you gotten it yet? Or, I mean, unless you want to keep it private. I don't know if you want to.
I'm Kyrie Irving now. Keep it private. No. I got the shot, man. I got the shot recently. I don't believe in the shot. I'm not going to say pretend like I do. But I did get it, though, because, with corporate America, they kind of force you in situations. I mean, you still got the option and choice not to do so. But I did end up getting it. I did end up getting it, though.
You got the how many doses?
Nah, 2. I got the Pfizer.
You got the Pfizer shit?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, don't get that Johnson & Johnson. Johnson.
Yeah, now, honestly, like I said, I didn't want to get it. You know what I mean? I don't really necessarily believe in it, but the way they're making things harder and harder. Not saying I can't navigate without it. Clearly you can. But it's tough, man, because, I mean, like you saying, Miles, like things are getting serious now, where to the point to where if not enough people get the vaccine, they're going to start doing simple things like going to a dealership, buying a car. You might not be able to walk into the building. They may only allow you to buy things online, which is going to cost you money because now you can't actually test drive or physically see a product, things like that. Simple things like ordering groceries. You can't, they might start doing things like getting aggressive and making it where you can't go to a grocery store. You have to order from online. If you think about it, you notice heavily now they're promoting these little Walmart commercials where, order delivery from Walmart. It's strategic.
They call it Walmart Plus.
Exactly. So these are things that are really, really happening, that's changing and affecting your pockets. Right. So if you vaccinated, imagine you buying groceries and you want to buy produce, and you got some random Joe Schmo 15-year-old kid throwing random rotten fruits in your basket, you wasting money. You know what I mean? So it's really one of the things where you just got to try to navigate around the system where, you're looking in areas where they don't have vaccination rules. It's not heavily, forced upon you and things like that. But like I said, you can move around, but you just got to be smart about it.
Yeah. Right. Yo, shout out to April MC in the building. Thanks. Thank you, sweetheart, for putting that, putting the links in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for always being there to put the links in there. John E. Royale and Art hanging with us. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for being there, man. Yeah. So is there anything else about this vaccination stuff that you thinking that we need to really like think about as far as finances and how it will affect our pockets?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, in terms of finances, I mean, it's not too much to do. There's only but so much you can do in the situation. You know, it's just really just stacking up on certain perishable items. You know what I mean? Trying to buy things start buying things where going places where you may need down the line a vaccination card to go in. You know, they starting off with the restaurants, but it's just about to start spreading all over the place at this rate because they're really trying to slow things down, especially with the Delta cases keep rising and stuff like that. Right. So, you know, this is kind of America's way of not completely doing a lockdown, because if they do a lockdown, then the economy loses even more money. But instead of doing the lockdown, they're just going to pretty much make the people that haven't vaccinated themselves suffer. You know, so it's one of those things where you be strategic and working around that. And like I said, you know, pre-shopping for things that you normally need and paying attention to the news, what areas heavily concentrated, because those are definitely the areas they're going to target, like, you know, the South, Florida, Texas, places, the red states, places like that. So you really got to be careful. Make sure you're doing what you're doing. Take trips where you need to take trips before you can, because, you know, pretty soon they're going to start shutting that down with the flight. Because right now, if you fly, you have to take typically you have to take, I think, 48 to 72 hours. You have to take the test before you can even fly on the airline. They scrutinize you more. So all these things are going to potentially start costing you more money. I mean, they might start charging people that's not vaccinated more money. That's how crazy this thing may actually ultimately get.
Wow. Yeah, that's real shit, man. Somebody Just Living put something in the chat. He said, what about moving out? And that made me start thinking, like, you think they might like stop you from moving into a certain apartment building or buying property, or stopping you from you know, doing it as far as real estate? What do you think about that?
No, in terms of real estate, I don't think that they'll stop you from purchasing property. What I will tell you though, like, you know, it's one of those things where, as far as if you're renting, you know, owners will have a little bias. Now they have, you know, they probably shouldn't be asking you, but they will ask hinting questions or indirect questions to figure out if you're vaccinated. Right. You know what I mean? And start discriminating against you. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely going to be a thing, you know, where they ask the indirect questions. Of course, it's illegal to ask you if you're vaccinated and use that against you, because you can get sued. But that's just strategically working their way around it. So in terms of real estate, I don't think they'll stop you from buying property, because, listen, no one's going to stop you from buying a building. But, you know, they may, you know, on a smaller scale, if, you know, you're just trying to rent, things of that nature, they may stop you from doing that. But, you know, and don't get me wrong, you still got your people that is going to be ignorant and not try to sell you a property for something simple like that, because they can, especially in this type of market. But I don't think it'll be a massive impact, you know, to answer that question.
Right. You know, for me, see, you know what I want to see? I want to see all of the billionaires and everybody in Congress. I need to know that all of Congress and all the billionaires are 100% vaccinated.
Yeah.
You understand? If they came out with that shit, then I'll be like, you know what? Okay, if it's good enough for the billionaires and it's good enough for all the elected officials, then I'll do it. You understand what I'm saying? But I like a lot of those rich people on the low. I don't know if all of them got it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. And not all of them are saying it neither. Not all of them are saying it. So, and it's just so much. It's so much stuff. I don't know, man. I don't trust none of these people, man. I don't trust it because it's so many. It's so much information back and forth, and there's so much contradicting shit they talking about. And I'm still hearing that people who have the vaccination they still getting COVID-19. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, if I'm gonna take the time to let you stick me with something, then I need to be immune. We need to be talking about 100% immunity. That's what we need to be talking about. But it's not 100% immunity. So what's the point of getting the shot then? You see what I'm saying? That's the part that kills me.
And I mean, the truth is too, on top of that though, like the shot is not for everybody. I mean, I think that's something where people miss, and it's just like everything else in life. If you don't research it, then you're doing something blindly. Because the reality of the situation is, some people are allergic to certain things that go into the shot. So the shot is truly not for everybody. But you know, if you don't research it, you know, then you're just talking straight out of ignorance of not getting a shot. You know, you want to research, you want to know what's going on in your body, you know, because some legit people have certain allergies that say they can't actually take the shot. You know what I mean? So that's also something else to consider. But Yeah, no, the shot affects you a lot because I mean, from a financial standpoint, even with these jobs, I mean, a lot of jobs, certain jobs now are mandating you take the shot. So therefore, again, that affects your pocket. So what you have to do in that situation is research jobs that don't require it. But that's like a new wave now where jobs are saying, hey, XYZ, especially big cities like New York and then California, like that's crazy. You know, you look at what's going on in the sports world right now, you know, with Andrew Wiggins on Golden State Warriors. They're talking about he can't play at any home games. Like, they're not budging. Like, so that means, and it just came out something today where they're saying they're going to forfeit, you know, his salary for home games. So saying, like, not only can you not play home games, but you're not getting paid. Hey. So imagine you not getting half your salary just because. So that's why I say, imagine if it's on that big of a scale where they could tweak things and mess with you.
Right.
Loopholes and technicalities and legalities. Imagine on a lesser scale with the normal people. It's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. So you really got to prepare, like I said, and just research areas that are going in that direction. Pay attention to what's going on in the news. Pay attention to what's going on in the environment. Pay attention to what's going on with your family and their jobs, because it's coming. It's coming.
Shoot, man! And imagine you an NBA player. You getting paid millions of dollars, and they talking about forfeiting half your salary.
Crazy.
Like, that's crazy.
Crazy.
And this dude Kyrie Irving talking about that same nonsense. Like, I don't know. Like, see, the thing is, the only reason why I've been able to hold out for so long is that I don't have the type of, you know, livelihood that requires me to be in contact with people directly.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to be in contact with people like this. Like, we talk, we get on the live stream, we get on the, you know, the thing, everything's over the internet. So you ain't got to worry about me coughing on you and nothing like that. You feel me? Yeah. I mean, we don't even have to wear masks when we're doing this. So it's all good. But it's like, at the same time, it's like you said, it might affect your pockets. It might affect any other thing that you got going on. It might affect you going out. You know, it already started affecting me, like going out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go to certain restaurants, like around where in the city I live, you literally got to call. You got to call ahead and be like, hey, does your establishment service unvaccinated people? You know what I'm saying? And then they'll tell you yes or no. And they'll be like, yeah, but you have to wear your mask at all times unless you're eating or drinking and blah, blah, blah. You understand? Like, it's dead serious out there. It's really not a game. Nobody's playing with you out there. Like, and this, you know, but again, I just can't stand the fact that if so many people have been vaccinated, why isn't the goddamn, you know, epidemic slowing down? Like, it's still not slowing down. You know what I'm saying? And now they're talking about a booster shot, a whole third shot situation. It's like, so when is it going to end? We already up to 3 shots. When is it going to end? Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy, man. I mean, you would think that it would slow it down tremendously. I mean, it does help. They say with the shot itself, as far as putting in the immune system, whatever the case is. But you would think it would slow down. But I honestly don't have that answer. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. That one, I do not have the expertise to give you that information. You know, all I know is that, you know, they say taking a shot helps out. You know what I mean? Helps out. So it's. I mean, truth be told, man, my personal take on it is really heavily about people that have underlying conditions. You know what I mean? So if you got asthma, you got diabetes, things of those natures, you have a weak immune system. So it's one of those things where if it hits you, you have a higher chance of getting severely sick and passing away. You have a higher probability. So then it becomes a question for yourself in that particular situation. It's like, do I take the chance and take the shot? And you know what I mean, and something goes wrong as a side effect, or do I take the chance and catching it and it takes me out? You know what I mean? You gotta weigh, you gotta really weigh your options. You know what I mean? You gotta weigh your options. So judgment call. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Man, see, look. So it says, you know, and another thing I really don't like is the way that you're trying to incentivize the shit, as if it's some type of ploy, like it's something I'm not supposed to be doing. Like, oh yeah, come take your vaccination. We'll give you $100. And I'm like, nigga, you wasn't giving nobody $100 last week. How come? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I picked up this article just now off of this website called The Skim. Is The Skim, SKIMM.com. And it says that your vaccination status can affect your wallet, right? So it says if you're not vaccinated, it talked about the stuff we was talking about. So it says higher healthcare expenses, and it says COVID-19 doesn't guarantee you won't get sick. You see what I'm saying? COVID-19 vaccine doesn't guarantee you won't get sick. That's the part right there that fucks with me.
Yeah.
I don't want you putting nothing in my body if it's not for me being 100% immune.
Yeah.
You understand? I don't want. Anyway, the COVID-19 vaccine does not guarantee you won't get sick, but it does boost your odds against death or COVID-related hospital visit, which costs an estimated $20,000 on average. Wow, imagine that. It says even if you do stay healthy, many workplaces and schools require unvaccinated people to get regular COVID tests, which they could have you pay for out of pocket, right? And then they talked about what you were saying, pricier health insurance. It says to help cover those higher costs, some insurance providers may start charging more. In Delta Airlines, it says they're requiring unvaccinated employees to pay an extra $200 per month for a company provided plan. That's just what we was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to increase the premiums on the medical insurance at your job.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And it says in the past 2 weeks after the airline's announcements of 20% of unvaccinated workers got the shot, niggas is paying $200 extra on their health insurance plan. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then they talk about and again, this is for if you're not vaccinated. It says fewer job opportunities. It says about 20% of employers have some sort of vaccine mandate for their workers. That number is set to increase significantly due to new rules President Joe Biden just announced for large employers, government workers, and healthcare staff. Remaining unvaccinated could mean having to find a new job among a smaller pool of options, because not everybody has the ability to, like do what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they got to rely on corporate America. They got to rely on maybe a government job or a situation where, they're helping people, like they're in the service industry where they come in contact with people all day, every day. Or if you're a teacher in the education, in the education field, you come in contact with students all day, every day. And it's like, you're going to need to be vaccinated because, like, honestly, if I was in the type of job where I was in contact with people all day, every day, I think I would be more inclined to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I was a teacher and I'm hanging out with kids and all of this and all of that, I would definitely be more inclined to do it. You know what I mean? Now this is the part of the article where they talk about if you are vaccinated. So it says incentives and freebies. It says showing proof of vaccination could score you free stuff. Some companies are giving bonuses to vaccinated employees. And it says career growth. It says with a growing number of employers requiring that at least in person workers be vaccinated, opting in could lead to more opportunities and more face time with your boss could mean a higher likelihood of getting promoted. All right. So you could get, your paychecks could go up just for the fact that you're vaccinated and you're able to do more, at the job, you know what I'm saying, in front of your boss and proving your value to the company. It says more, and you also have more choices. It says as the mandates become more popular in other areas of life, a legit Vax card could be your ticket to things like dining indoors, seeing a concert, and traveling. That might not boost your budget, but it can help the economy because consumer spending is a major driver of economic growth. So yeah, man, there's some real stuff out there, man. Like there's a convention center out in my city where they, if you're not vaccinated, you can't go. You can't see a concert. You can't come to no convention. You can't do nothing. Like you can't step foot in that building unless you're vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's really, really a lot.
Yeah, man. It's not a game, man. I mean, it's not a game right now. It's like it's almost kind of like, what's this? I got vaccinated with Pfizer, but I think it had their Viagra in it. Who is this red dwarf's out of control?
I've had a boner ever since. That's funny.
That's funny. No, but yeah, man. I mean, the point is though with the vaccine, man. I mean, it's definitely everyone's choice. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of just be smart about it. You know what I mean? Whether you're vaccinated or not, just make sure you're making smart decisions with your pockets. If you're vaccinated, take advantage of opportunities. If you're not vaccinated, make sure you prepare yourself the kickback that you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Because I was even speaking to an old coworker, and they were telling me that they, like you said, Miles, they are incentivizing people to come to work. So they were actually giving people like an extra $2-3 an hour on their regular pay just to come back to the office, aka you're vaccinated and we want to come build the economy back up and we will get you back in the office. That's crazy for a company to be. We're in the middle of a pandemic and we lost money, but all of a sudden you're paying people more money on top of their hourly pay to get them back in the office. Right. Like that lets you know how serious it is about, when it comes to your pockets and vaccination. So whoever's vaccinated, they're gonna support you. Whoever's not vaccinated, now they're gonna hit you where it hurts your pockets. And that's the reality of the situation.
Facts. Man, it's crazy, man. And again, if you don't plan to get vaccinated, like Rashid was saying, prepare yourself. But and what does that look like, right? What that looks like is start researching things that analyze your life. Look at the things that you need. Look at your lifestyle. Look at all of the things that are a necessity, and start to consider alternatives of how to accomplish those things with online services, with no contact services. Things that where you can, where you don't need to come in contact with people necessarily. You understand? Like it might, it's sad, but you might end up start living a lonely lifestyle, not being vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So, be prepared or be prepared to know that, look, at a certain point, you just might have to fold and get the vaccine, depending on how shit goes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I'm looking at it. Honestly, I'm like, there's a part of me that feels like one day I'm just going to have to get the shit. You understand? But I'm the type of nigga, I like to do, like, for example, I like to get the iPhone when they worked out all the bugs already. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get the iPhone 13 when they're coming out with the iPhone 14, because by the time they come out with the iPhone 14, usually all of the issues with the iPhone 13 have already been fixed. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have no problem getting the iPhone 13, but that's how I am. I like to let stuff marinate, let them do the research, let them get all of the beta projects out of the way. So when I actually buy into the situation, everything is already set. Everything is already where it's supposed to be. So there's less risk of something going wrong. Because you know what I think about with this whole vaccine stuff. When you watch a late night TV and they say, have you or a loved one have you ever been suffered from mesothelioma, or they got this new shit with this this pesticide. It's like, are you or a loved one, have you ever worked for a farm that used the pesticide, acetaminophen, and are you suffering from, effects and symptoms of, this, that, and the third, and heartburn and blood pressure and this, that, and the third, or like suicidal thoughts and all this different shit. And it's like, and these are well-known pharmaceutical companies who are administering these different drugs and chemicals and all of this stuff. Like, these are big time companies, but now they have a class action lawsuits, right? About the same, medication that we thought was so good. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you want the whole entire country to get vaccinated, if something goes wrong, you telling me you're going to have a class action lawsuit for the whole damn country? You understand? And if I'm over here about to die, I don't care about no class action lawsuit. Yeah. Yo, I heard somebody sent me some video on WhatsApp. You know how people be sending those chain videos on WhatsApp? They said that everybody who get the vaccination gonna die in 5 years.
I hope not. That's all I gotta say.
Yo, I heard that shit. I was like, yo, that's some crazy shit to even say. But it would be even crazier if some shit went down like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's crazy, man. I mean, this vaccine business ain't no joke. Like you said, they got to work out the kinks. Unfortunately, normally whenever they come out with these vaccines, there's always some side effects and things of that nature. And it typically takes about 5 to 10 years on average, for them to figure out all the side effects. Because you have, with the year side effects, the 2-3 year side effects. Right. Study shows, they took this 10 years. So it takes a little time.
You can't do a 3-year study in 1 month. You just can't do it. Like, those studies take time. They get all the data. They look at how many people have been vaccinated. They look at all of the cases of people coming back with different symptoms or side effects or whatever. And then they document it and be like, all right, cool. Over this amount of time, these symptoms have been shown or whatever. But it's for me, it's like, nigga, the lockdown was just last year. And then all of a sudden, y'all just sticking niggas with, because remember, the Pfizer vaccine just got approved like maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
It just got approved by the FDA a month and a half ago. That means even the FDA was iffy. So if the FDA is iffy, I don't have the right to be like, hold on, my nigga, like, just chill for a second.
That's the truth, though. I mean, that is true, though, because it did just get approved. And it was only the Pfizer, right? Yeah, it was only the Pfizer that got approved.
The Johnson and the Moderna, I don't think they got it. I think the Moderna is still working on getting approved, but it was only the Pfizer one that got approved. So good for you for getting the one that actually got approved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bruh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man, but again, guys, consider the climate, consider what's going on. Try to really think about the dynamics of your life. Think about life insurance. Think about life insurance policies. Think about your finances. Think about making contingency plans for different things that may happen in regards to your health care, to your job, to where you live, to your accessibility to things in your life that you deem a necessity. You understand, guys? And if you have any other questions, please feel free to call RKT Appraisals at 973-420-5028. Talk to Rashidi. Because a lot of times we don't really consider a lot of things when it comes to life. You know what I'm saying? But talking to a professional will allow you to think about things in a different way, in a different perspective, or just think about things that you don't even think about. You understand? Because like me as a photographer, the reason why I get money doing that is because a person can live life, but you can't always photograph it, and you can't always videotape it. You understand? You need somebody videotaping you while you live life. And a lot of times you can't do both. So with that being said, sometimes when you're in the picture, it's hard for you to see the full picture. You understand? So that's why you have to talk to a professional. You understand? So holla my man Rashidi Lucario and Kayleen Smith, RKT Appraisals. That number again is 973-420-5028. All right. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Red Dwarf, that was some hilarious shit with the with the boner joke. Appreciate you. Thanks everybody that's hanging out in the chat. Thanks to April MC for putting in the links. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. And Rashid, anything else?
I'll just wrap it up with saying just be careful and be mindful of your pockets. Like I said, like earlier Miles said, just do your research at the end of the day.
Right. Cool, man. All right, so we out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be safe and peace.